Um, I think I'm gonna do a short stream of the garden, the winter garden. It's a lot of greenery going on out there. It's kind of cool to see it growing. Um, Let me put this on because somebody gonna mess around and call. Okay, I just put it on. Um, so yeah, I'm doing the stream real quick. I swear to God, y'all, I real estate. Um, I did a lot of searching and traveling from Costa Rica, Central America, the different Caribbean islands. I had looked at Puerto Rico. I had looked at the Virgin Islands. I had looked at a lot of places, even Hawaii, but I knew I couldn't afford Hawaii. But yeah, my main focus was Jamaica and Costa Rica. And I had hoped to find a place. And of course, Haiti, and I knew that was a no-go once I saw it. And then there's Dominican Republic. And being that there is an expat town, my sights, me and my husband set our sights on the Dominican Republic. And it, it's complicated. I mean, I'm connected to the place because, we're 10 years in now. And we decided that due to the changes that we were expecting, they're not happening. They're going back and forth. This government is hard to understand. One minute is going to be a family friendly, revamping. So, if I could be honest, it's kind of like a form of gentrification. You buy low and then you hold out, keep it, rent it out, make money. Been doing that for years. But the passport bros, they changed the whole dynamic of the place. Because when we bought, it was supposed to be a place where it would become family friendly and tourist friendly. It's already an expat town. Those people have bought and settled. And when I say expat, I'm not talking about the black tourists. I'm talking about the Canadians and the Germans and British and all those other people. There's a lot of people that are there. Lots of Americans too, retired military. I'm not talking about the passport and the sex tourists. And it's supposed to evolve. And they were supposed to be bringing a port with the Carnival Cruise and building hotels. They started building those hotels. And it's just, I don't know, it's just taking so long. But the promise of this family friendly environment where it would be thriving and, I'm trying to think, kind of like a Miami. It was supposed to be kind of like a Miami, ideally, eventually. And we've been waiting and waiting and waiting and hoping. And what happened is the town has started to kind of close down and become a ghost town because of the influx of the passport bros. My question to the government is why are you not doing and following through with what you said? You got these major investors, these hotels, and those hotels do not let prostitution be part of the culture. So, you know, you have to move forward. And so I got frustrated. My husband got frustrated. Our tenant, a lot of the European tenants that rent the French and all them, they pretty much were like, let's get the hell on because there was such an influx. And I was wondering, and thinking that once they close their businesses up, they're actually selling their real estate. People who had invested were moving away to a place called Puerto Plata, which means you can't get the rent, you can't. And so at that point, you only have the option of investing in the sex tourism, and that's not something I want to do. I don't want to make money from that. I want to make money from renting to long-term tenants who want to live in the Dominican Republic, ideally Americans and Europeans, Western people. And that shit is gone left, man. It's gone left. Um, and so when I saw all the expats, including the black, expats moving out of this little town, this city, I was like, it's time to go. Everybody's selling. And so I cashed out nicely, right? And the thing is, I got a contract with somebody and they owe me no, let me see. They owe me 5 figures. They owe me 5 figures and they have not finished paying it. And the contract is a whole year past due. It was supposed to have been paid off a year ago in full. and that person has not done that. And I don't know if they think they're slick or whatever. I'm not gonna go into it, but they put some bullshit, fake ass lawsuit, because they have other property that's being sent to court, and they gonna throw my name on a contract, talking about I'm suing, uh, all of that. I had to lawyer up when I got that information, and not only that, I had given this property to that person in good faith that they would complete the paying off the other 5 figures of the money. And this person has got ghost. I come to find out that last time I saw, I was sent a video of uh, the federales of Dominican Republic, their federal police force or whatever, coming to my property, and there's some girl in there tearing it up, and she's going crazy. And apparently, the this person who I'm selling to, she got a Dominican gigolo baby daddy who had his baby mama staying up in there. I mean, it's messy, and I don't like it. And I have been patient, and I have asked her, give me the keys, change the locks, keep people out until you finish your final payment. And I've asked for the payment over and over again, and I'm tired of talking. So at this point, I am I have hired my lawyer, and my lawyer is about to get rid of the contract, dissolve the contract. My lawyer is about to terminate the contract for no payment and breach of contract. And the 2.5 years that this person has had possession of the property, they will be assessed at $700 to $800 a month for being in possession of the property. Whether they rent it out, whoever had living there, and you charge rent or not, is not my problem. And so that will definitely be deducted from everything, and that's how it is. And so basically, I have two choices now: to keep the property or to sell it to somebody else. And this is not something I expected. I thought it would be easy breezy. Um, this is the problem when you do business in other countries. I'm looking at even right now my power of attorney and all these documents, and they're in Spanish and then they're in English. So I have to read it in Spanish and do my best. Google Translate, make sure it says what it's supposed to say in English and is understood accordingly. It's complicated. It's complicated. Um, and property management is just a lot. It really is. Um, I've had this property managed by different entities, Coldwell Bankers at one point. I tried self-managing at one point. And then, of course, I had another property manager who was on site. And then I had another property manager. So over the years, I've tried a lot of stuff. And all I can tell you is uh, real estate is funny because on the outside, you look like you're making a lot of money. It looks that way, right? And I refuse to do. I could make way more money if I would rent to these short-term people who come in for some weekend coochie. I could make a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? I could be charging a certain amount and making a certain amount per week. I choose to just get a stable amount per month because I don't want to. I don't want to deal with all that. I'm not interested in participate. I was waiting out real estate for retirement. Um, alternative to United States. That was the idea. That had always been the idea. And when I was younger, I had lots of people who thought like me, like, this is the great Shaitan. This is a wild country. It's good to have somewhere else to go, to be. And that's the essence of it, an alternative. And so I'm going to have to decide, do I want to try to get residency eventually? If this is going to be, retirement place, because there's a lot of ways to retire and still be in different places. You don't have to stay in one place. Um, Especially if you get regular income, if you have real estate that you rent out, you have access. You can just travel anywhere. You don't have to stay in one stable place. Or you can live in one country and then still decide to travel. So I'm going to kind of reevaluate. Me and my husband will reevaluate things, but I'm at a crossroads. This woman is giving me no option. She doesn't want to communicate. She doesn't want to do business right. And that's the first thing I told her. We are not going to do business like Dominicans. You American and I'm American. So I'm going to need us to do business straight up and straight down. No hustling, no miscommunications, no foolishness. You got a lawyer, I got a lawyer. And she tried to think that she was going to drag me into some kind of back and forth. I'm not doing that. I did the smart thing because I know how these Dominican attorneys are. They will have you going back and forth and fighting each other, and then you both are piling up these bills. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that because you don't know how that system works. I don't know how that system works. And the two of them will be benefiting, fooling us, having us giving them thousands of dollars to fight each other. These are the type of things you have to deal with when you do business internationally. You have to deal with the professionals and not knowing the system and navigating the language. So it's pretty tough. So I just told my lawyer I want to terminate this contract, and she is basically going to repossess the property. And I have gates on, the doors and the windows. So once you're out, you're out. And they will come. Them Haitians will come with a machine, and what do you call that thing? It's like it makes sparks and shit, fire. They'll come with that and do what they got to do to take out the old locks and put in new locks. And I'm gonna have to deal with what damage has been done. I never wanted no Dominicans living in my property. I never gave her um, permission to put. This is a place for Westerners. So I can only imagine that bitch was throwing stuff, breaking glass. I was shocked and I was offended. I worked so hard to buy this place, to fix this place up, and to see some third world bitch in there banging on my door and going crazy on her boy. Where did all this come from? This ghetto bullshit. Where did this come from? Why did you do this? And it's embarrassing. It's only Westerners living there. They're not supposed to be in there. That's why we have all this security and, gated locks and high ass wall, and we have all these safeguards. You weren't supposed to do that. That's understood. And so she violated the whole damn community, bringing some third world people. I know that sounds fucked up because that's their country, but we created a space, we invested, and we don't want people outside to be there. They don't own anything, they're not invested. Um, and this is how trouble starts. And so it's very embarrassing for me. And so this is about to be a shit show. I'm sure this week I'm about to get a whole bunch of videos of some bullshit because they're going to have to send the police in there, and they're going to have to get them escorted out. And it's going to have to be done quickly because I don't need them to do no more damage than they've done. It's a nice place, and it wasn't for them. It's a pool in the center, and it's a nice setup. Oh, who's this? Ah, you said DR's your fifth home. Yeah, you like it there. Yeah, I like it there too. I like it there too, and I've been so familiar in the past 10, 11 years. And so this is the latest thing. I got word that dude that had a brand new baby, and he's sitting on the balcony in my place on the second floor with the windows open, and the baby is screaming and crying all day and all night. So this is how stupid this woman is. So it's not the same baby mama, it's some new chick. I don't know if she's living there too, but she must be if it's a baby there. So this Negro she's a black woman, and she's letting this gigolo cheat and do whatever he won't have babies. Some people are just fucking desperate. I'm not getting in her personal business. But to hear that I have a newborn in my apartment from a Dominican who don't belong there, I didn't give you my keys to do that. I gave you my keys so that you could rent the place out and be responsible. And she didn't pay no HOA fees the whole time. 2 years, no HOA fees. That was the agreement. So she just did it all fucked up. So when I'm going through this legal thing and this court system, I'm gonna have no mercy. I mean none. You lost your money. You're done. You're done. You get nothing back. and I'm gonna turn around and resell it for double what I was selling it to her for. Fuck it, fuck it, because I gave her full. She will not communicate. She thinks she's slick. People like to hide behind lawyers. Well, you can hide behind your lawyer. Well, I'll take action with mine. So that's what I'm about to do. I was thinking about it because I'm printing out all these legal forms and signing contracts today, and I'm getting them. What do you call it? Each time you create a new fucking situation, you gotta do the process again. So that's what I'm dealing with. I'm not upset about it. I'm just, I'm learning the hard way. Even you can't even do business with Americans in a foreign country because they think they're fucking slick. They think that because this place is out of order, that they can also be out of order. And I was clear with her. You American, I'm American. We're not gonna do this backwards bullshit that they do. I got a free and clear title. There are no games here. No games. So we don't need any. You pay me my money on the schedule, and then it'll be signed over to you. And in good faith, you get the keys and you can make money, and I don't make money until you pay. You make it. Just pay the HOA fees. And one thing about management is I had some very spoiled tenants at the very beginning. And I will never do that again if I end up taking tenants. I may just start taking tenants. I may just go back to doing a rental property once I see this property and I do what I got to do to get it, back in par. I don't know if the bitch, what did I see? I think I saw that the fan was broken and I know she turned over the fucking refrigerator. I saw that on the ground. I saw the microwave was broken. So all of this stuff has to be replaced. And so once I get it replaced and there's an evaluation how much that'll cost. And if oh my God, that bathroom I just had renovated, if she didn't fuck that up or they fucked it up, ooh, it's gonna be on. So that's why she ain't getting no money back. Because all that damage that's been done, you should never move third world people in. You should never have done that. That was for you to use Airbnb and get some Europeans, Western people to come and make money. But anyway, the first set of people I had um to come in, they was asking for laundry service. They was asking me, I was paying that light bill until I realized these Europeans will turn on the air conditioner and have that shit running all day and all night. And you get the light bill, you're like, whoa. So I realized very quickly I'm not paying light bill because if you can run air conditioning 24 hours, then you ain't got to pay for it. It can't be included in the rent. So I learned, and so I stopped having laundry service. I also had a maid service. Maid would come once a week, paying for a maid. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to pay HOA fees. I was paying the. No, I started making them pay the electricity, and then I had a Haitian guy who I was paying to do repairs if necessary, like paint and stuff like that. So he was kind of like my errand guy on the ground if something happened. Um, so yeah, I had to pay people. And so I'm just glad I don't really have to do all of that. So if I keep it, I don't know, my husband will decide whether we want to be bothered or not. Um, and honest to God, I mean, we had it rented out so much that I couldn't really even visit that often. You think I'm gonna go to Dominican Republic to stay in a hotel and I own a spot there? So whenever somebody was renting it, I didn't go. So it's not like I've been had, just years and years and years of just fun. Every other month I'm going down there now. But I know the town really well, and I have a lot of black male expats, ex-military buddies there. We drink at I don't know if anybody's familiar with this, but Hotel Europa. They hang out there, so I go out there. They're always like clockwork when I go there, always in the same spot. So so I go out there and hang out with them, drink with them, and I got friends that have restaurants on the beach that are black and stuff like that. So I have my community there that I just tap into whenever I go, and I do keep in contact with some of them, like Moshe. He sells Jamaican food on the beach. He's the only one. So if you guys ever go to Sasua Beach and you see Moshe, that's the name of his restaurant. That's my buddy. And so when I travel back and forth, I bring him herbs and shit. He likes all these exotic herbs, his Dr. Sabi herbs and stuff. So I make arrangements to bring him whatever herbs he wants, um, fresh here from the United States. But yeah, I got friends there, and buddies. No black women, all men, because there's no black women there, really. I ain't seen none. It's so strange for me when I'm there, because I'm like the only black American woman. Nobody else is. You don't see black women. They're just not there. So it's very strange. America's everywhere, but no black women. And it's funny. It's funny too. Another thing that's funny is because the black men there are there on some bullshit. Let me see who this is. Oh, okay, I thought somebody said something. The black men that are there, they're on some bullshit. Half of them married, ain't supposed to be there. They talking about, yeah, I'm going to Puerto Plata to play golf, and they somehow find themselves on President Clisante Avenue. And I always tell people this. A lot of people think that Sasua, yes, it has a long, wide reputation across the world as prostitute center, but that's not the whole truth. It's kind of like New Orleans. What is that street they got in New Orleans that everybody, goddamn, what is the name of that street? Beale Street, I guess. Is it? No, Beale Street. That's Tennessee somewhere. Um, the Mardi Gras. Hey, what's up, V Dub? That Mardi Gras Street. You know, every town has that. It's one big long street where all this shit is at. And like in Atlanta, we have Peachtree Street. A whole bunch of shit is that's the street Atlanta's known for, Peachtree. Well, President Clisante Avenue is the street that's known for all the wildness. After you get off of that street, it stops because that's where the clubs and the hoes walk up and down the street selling ass. It's just President Clisante Avenue. The rest is a functional town with children and people and shops and restaurants and grocery stores. It's a normal place. It's just not only prostitution. So, but it's known for that. It's known for, like, I think the reason why it's so well known is because the women are so aggressive. Nowhere in the world will you see women like this. They're literally women halfway dressed, and they will walk up to you 5 or 6. They don't care what you look like. I done seen some hot fucking messes. Oh my God. I have seen folks with one leg. I done seen folks that look like they decrepit, and if they get an orgasm, they might die. I mean, you got motherfuckers on oxygen tanks. They'll fuck anything, okay? And that's why it's so well known, because they'll treat you like they'll treat you like you a goddamn king, and you look like a piece of shit. They overlook everything because they want that money. So if you chasing if you chasing fantasies and you look fucked up, this is where you want to go. They overlook everything. You could be 800 pounds in a fucking fat person wheelchair, and they'd be like, "Oh, Poppy, you're so sassy, Poppy. You're so sassy." Um, what it would be the upside? He said, I just can't pay for poom directly. Maybe dinner and a movie, but not directly. I just can't pay for the poom. Right, right. We all got to pay something. Right, right. But these dudes, they are special case. Once you see them, you know what I'm talking about. They special. They have to come somewhere like this. But that's why it's so well known. Because these women, it'll be like 4 or 5 of them. They'll flock on you. I mean, all you gotta do is just walk into a bar, walk down the street, women chasing you. This is what they go there for. They're known for that. Women chasing men, and they're not really women, they're prostitutes. I mean, they're females, but they're not regular women. And then the crazy thing is, it's such a culture, it's such an industry that their boyfriends will actually just be like dropping them off for this shit. They'll be riding on the back of the motor scooter, and then they walk at the end of the night or the next morning. They'll walk, and it's either their brother or their damn boyfriend pick them up like she ain't hoeing. It's so commonplace. Everybody's a hoe. They come in from other parts of the Dominican Republic. All of them be weekend hoes, but they live somewhere else. So it's like hoe central, and it's attractive. That JetBlue come in from New York, and then the Delta flights come in from Atlanta, and between the two of them, It's on and popping. So one of the things that's funny for me, I'll be like, "Hey, brother, how you doing?" They do not want to speak to black women. They do not want to speak to me. They don't want to make when they see me coming, because it's supposed to be like, there's no black women here to judge us with their eyes. There are no women here to judge. You don't really see, other than Dominicans, you don't really, and Haitians, you don't really see like Western women on the main strip. The main strip, they're there. The expat women, they live on the other streets, like I live on the other streets. But we kind of avoid President's Clisante Avenue. We avoid it. We if you're not going to get no holes or you don't have a particular restaurant you're going to, then there's no point of going that way. You know? There's no point. So I go on the side roads and the other roads and I go to the Alicia Beach instead of Sasua Beach when I don't want to see no holes. But yeah, it'd be like on a Friday or Saturday, don't let it be a holiday, man. It'd be just droves of black men pouring off planes, walking through, riding through. It'd be a whole, it's a lot of black men, a whole bunch, a lot of black men. It'd be hundreds and hundreds, thousands of them walking up and down the street looking for $5 cootie cat. But yeah, I walk on the other sides of the other streets. I know my way around, so I don't really go down there. The only way I go to is the Shade, what's a Chevu or something like that. It's a Canadian sports bar that reminds you of Applebee's. So I'll cut up through there and go to that one. But I've never actually been inside of the bars and shit like that. I'll sit outside the bars and drink. But I like the Hotel Europa because they don't really have a whole lot of hoes over there. Expats kind of go over there more so. Now the expats they end up with the old hoes. They like 40. you know? So anyway. But that's what you said they have no sexual inhibitions out there. Yeah, they don't. They don't. They don't have no standards. So and I think too, I'm not gonna lie, I think Sosua is one of them places you can actually pay for some raw sex, which is really fucking nasty. But anyway, so that's what I'm dealing with. I gotta go to get this paperwork done and get myself out or back in the DR. I don't know. I'm afraid to go and see in person because I think I would get really mad because I know how much work, how much painting, and how much stuff I've done. I saw the mirror was cracked, and these kind of things are very expensive in Dominican. Pay for it. I'm paying. I'm paying not to. I'm paying not to. Right. Well, that's the DR. So that's how they get down. That's their what do you call it? That's their industry, whole industry. And I was hoping, and I'm still hoping that maybe, just maybe, the government will do what they promised, and they'll stop the prostitution and focus on family-friendly environment, and then the whole place will be a really nice expat town. And I don't know. I don't know even the idea is it be more upscale so they can actually make, good money. If that money is better than the prostitution money, it's a chance. It's a chance. But yeah, if you're charging like shoot $200 and up for hotels and high end resorts, it could be very lucrative. Jamaica is lucrative. Look, Punta Cana is lucrative. So basically, what I'm trying to say is they're supposed to bring Punta Cana to Sosua. That's what the government said. But it's been a long time and it ain't happened yet. But I haven't been on the expat sites. Been too busy to read and see what the deal is. But I don't know. He said, "What the fuck? Well, if you fix it, rent it to me for a week so I can take my lady someplace nice." You said rent it for a week. Man, that place gonna have to be fixed up. Cause I mean that the video I saw, you can see it, V Dub. Look at the video. I put the video in the short, I think, and you see the bitch hollering in Spanish and she's throwing shit, and you see the police coming up the damn stairs. It's a nice place, and it's been paid for the first year we got it. So I guess I don't know. It's gonna be mm, it's it'll be. rent it out is, um, additional income like it had been. So I guess I just made a mistake. I made a mistake. And that's the thing when you're doing international real estate, international business, you're going to make mistakes. But I've enjoyed it, you know, up to a point. I've enjoyed it. And so I have to get my electricity turned on in my name and switched. Yeah. So it's a whole nother journey, repossessing property and reversing the sale and making a new direction, a new path. I don't know. We'll see. He said, I do repairs. Yeah, specifically houses. Oh, you do repairs? Yeah, you wouldn't have to be bothered with that, V-Dub. The idea of being in a DR and dealing with all them kind of crazy things with these here women's. Oh shit! I thought I had got my damn. I Okay. Well, I need to go back to my car and get my ID, my driver's license. I gotta upload some of these documents. I got my passport, but let me see what time is it. 12. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah, I gotta get to the notary, and then I gotta get to FedEx and complete the process. Not a mistake. You just been able to be there more frequent. Yeah, yeah. All right, all right. I'll show my garden later, and I'm cooking a goosey, which is a Nigerian dish. I'm cooking that, so I don't know. I may go from the garden to the cook. We'll see. Ashe. Look, y'all have a good day. Bye.